check that my mic worked. My mic is working. Perfect. We're good. Hello. Welcome back to Make and Break. Keep wanting to call it Blender Blunders, but it is definitely called Make and Break. Today, I was kind of messing around yesterday with just a couple of rendering things and just thinking about things and doing all sorts of things and things and things and things. And I decided I wanted to try something a little different. We're gonna make some mushrooms, right? Pretty innocent. We've made plants before, nothing weird. Aha, that's where I gotcha. What I want to do is I want to try and make height maps on the tops of these mushrooms. So what I mean by that is I'm going to build out a mushroom with lots of little waves and features and things all over it. And then I'm going to bake a height map, put it on a 2D texture, and simulate geometry so that it runs fast. Hold on one second. I realize I just left something on the stove. I'll be right back. Alright, we're back. I didn't burn down my house. Okay, so today is definitely a day of learning. Today is definitely a day where we're going to practice and just feel how things feel, right? We're not going to get too stuck up in details. Now, there's some things that need to be said about this. First off, if you look at a mushroom from the side, you should be able to see that it's flat. So all of these are going to be below eye level. That is necessary for what we're doing. Beyond that, I think it's just kind of whatever we come up with. So yeah, I'm gonna do this. So let's start with some simple stuff. Let's start with some really simple stuff. Let's do the Amanita. So here's how I think this is going to look. Let's make a basic shape, and then we're going to make a more complicated shape. So let me start by making what I think we should do, and then we'll go from there. And I'm going to throw some music on, of course. So we're going to go ahead and pop in a little bit of a cylinder. We're going to go into Edit. We're going to do that. And I'm going to grab it, and we're going to make it small. So, in world news, in other news, aside from, you know, this lowly little stream and all that it's doing, there was just a post by the good old Blender Guru about, actually, I don't think I need to do this at all. That should do it right there. Okay, we're set. There's my necessary stream sneeze. Haven't sneezed all day. Didn't sneeze any time after streamed yesterday. Just as soon as I stream, I gotta sneeze. It's just how it goes. You guys make me sneeze. I'm allergic to you. So there was just a post by Blender Guru about making a big old donut thing, collective, whatever, and posting it to make like cryptocurrency and whatever, blah blah blah, all this sort of stuff, right? I'm kind of waiting to see if Simo drops in, because I know Simo has some opinions about that, and I would love to get his take on it. But assuming that all is well, I think we're gonna jump in on that next week. I know that there's some worries about. I know Simo specifically was worried about like how dangerous cryptocurrencies are for the environment, and that much I definitely agree with. So we're gonna get their take before we do anything. Okay, so that is the low-res version of our mesh, right? That's it. That's all we need to make. So now, everything else is got to be a height map. So I'm gonna totally like round out and make this thing crazy. Which makes me think that I probably only want to render the top of it. And as much of a circle as I can. Which is definitely a worry. So let's take this one step at a time. Let's copy this. I'm gonna call this Amanita Low. You're gonna be called Amanita High. We're probably fine to leave that out of sight of a collection for right now, so we'll just do it like that. And I'm gonna go ahead and just try unwrapping it for a sec. So I'm also gonna lower the volume on my computer just a little bit. I realize that I can do that instead of constantly changing the settings in Spotify directly, so I don't need to sit and jump back and forth all the time. So, how are we doing this? Let's start by UVing it. What are we looking at for UVs? Oh, that looks really nice. It might need a little bit of love. Hey, you are perfectly fine. Don't you even worry. Joe, you're always doing your most. You don't need to apologize or anything for it. We always love you around here. Alright, we're going to... Okay, so this is... Yeah, that's the only part that we need to think about, is that right there. So if I go back and I select everything... If I select everything, everything looks pretty good. But I think I really want to move all of this out of the way of this guy. Actually, we're probably alright to leave it like that. And so the height data is only going to affect that. Perfect. Yep, now we're good. I know exactly what we're doing. We're set. So let's go ahead and switch over to... Let's do it back in UV. Let's switch over to this guy. Edit. Cut all of this junk out. And we only have the top of it now. And that bottom edge is gone. So we only need the top of this thing. I'm going to grab it. And we're going to project from top. And we're going to UV unwrap it from view. I'm going to get really close to it. Like that. And then we're going to just UV unwrap from view. And that's perfect. So that's how we're going to build out our model. Nice and easy. Right? I think this should work. So we have both of these models. I'm going to go ahead and make one more. I think this is it. I'm going to call you Amma X. You're the one we're working on. We can hide both of those guys. I'm going to put you at 0. And let's build it. So I'm going to grab our little reference. I'm pretty sure I know what everything looks like, but just in case, we'll bring it forwards. We can do some nice little peak stuff to grab those little spots, but otherwise I think we're all right. So I'm going to edit it just like this. This is going to be perfect. So let's start by choosing our size. I'm going to get pretty small, I think. Make sure we're not losing frames when we do that. That didn't work. Why did that not work? Okay, tell you what. I think we need to put a bottom on this thing. I think he doesn't like being exposed like that. So once more. Perfect. And we'll go for it. It looks all right to me. So let's go ahead and start building out some height. And if I do this correctly, it shouldn't be too hard, I think. I'm a little bit worried what this is going to look like as soon as we cut. You know what? This is a learning experiment. I don't care. We're going to learn. So let's build out just a bit. We really want to round out the top of this thing. Also, I'm missing my top panel. Where'd you go? There you are. And I'm surprised that my rounding is so low, but we'll take it just like that. So this is the part that I'm worried about. We're crunching it smaller than its original size. And I think when we go to export it, or when we go to make the map out of it, that might be a problem. But we'll approach that when we approach that. Right now, we're just living our best life. Okay, I rendered, and it looks like we didn't lose any frames, so I think we're all right. If this process works within some reasonable amount of usefulness, like if this doesn't take me 3 years to do every single time, if I can find a way to do this kind of fast, this is it, right? This is how we're going to do everything. This is how we're going to do, like, clover in a field. Oh, God, I should make a field of clover. That's it. I'm making clover. I'm going to make clover, and I'm going to do, like, a weird stacking. Yep. Oh, I know exactly how I'm going to make clover. Oh, if it works, it works. That's going to be amazing. Oh, I have such an idea. It's going to be so cool. Okay, perfect. Let's chill out a little bit. I think I got it. So, there we go. That's a mushroom. I'm going to go ahead and nudge out the top of it just a little bit. So, we're going to use just a nudge. A grab could do as well. Yeah, let's just do a grab. Grab's fine. So, we'll do it just like that. Make ourselves a nice little cap on this mushroom. And honestly, I don't want to think too much more about this. I just want to go ahead and finalize. So let's make a couple little just bits. And to the best of my understanding, I should be able to use these to generate color as well. It shouldn't be too hard to assume color from a height map. But we'll get there when we get there. So we're just making little bumps. Just working on these bumps. And I'm assuming we could be pretty set here. Okay, I'm gonna make one more just pretty near to the top, and we're gonna call that it. So that is a mushroom, right? And all of it's like high fidelity, blah, 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 whatever. So that's our mushroom. Let's go ahead and bake a map out of it, assuming that the UV unwrap is still good. I'm a little bit worried about this part. This is the part that I think is going to be scary. I can always, actually, you know what? It's not that big of a deal. I can always just project from view. It's not that big. So let's do a Z. Let's do an orthographic Z on here real quick. That looks exactly like a mushroom. That looks perfect. So if I go ahead into edit mode, it has so many vertices. Holy cow. Okay, so we're not seeing anything. That's strange. We're not getting anything for this object. Let's try it one more time. Hold on. Grab that. Go to edit. Grab everything. No, nothing. Okay, so let me start by shading it smooth, just in case there's little bits on it. And now I'm going to get really close to it. And I'm going to project from view. Okay, I got it. I know what we're doing. We're going to project from view. Yeah, it's a lot to look at, for sure. And now we want to go to our nodes. We want to go just get out of here. Let's get rid of the empty for a sec, just so we're looking at less on screen. And we're going to make a new one. We're going to pop in an image texture. I should probably save this whole project before we get too out of hand. So let me save this real quick as a prop. I'm going to call this mushrooms. In fact, I'm going to make a folder for it. Mushrooms. Mushrooms.blend. Okay, so let's go ahead and make a new one, and this is going to be called mush underscore height. And I believe we've done everything correctly. Here we go, big learning moment. We're going to bake a height map. Oh gosh, what is a height map? Where is it? Is it normal? Okay, I didn't expect that part to come back to haunt us. So to Google real quick, how to bake a height map. How to bake a displacement / height map from a high poly to a low poly mesh. Let's see here. You should be able to use baking displacement until it's available. Oh gosh, this looks very complicated. Here, I'll show you what I'm looking at. You need to bake both types in Substance Designer. No, what? No. There we go. Baking out height map texture. How do we do it? Interesting method I got to work. Using cycles, set a camera 4 meters above the landscape. Enable mist pass in view layers. What the heck is all this? Don't have anything on my hands right now. If your height map can be captured from orthographic view, then you can do it by rendering a grayscale full float. What are you all talking about? I'm trying to follow this tutorial. This is awful. Why not just have it built in by default? Is it that hard to calculate? Okay, well, let's give it a shot. We're gonna give their method a try. So this is gonna be a righteous pain in the butt. Here is my best attempt, I think. So let's get rid of that. Let's go orthographic. We're gonna look at it. I am going to go to world. We're gonna put on, I gotta be very careful with shadows. I have to be super careful with shadows. So we're gonna add the lowest lighting we can possibly do. Maybe that's too low. Oh, I'm having trouble. That works only in one direction. That looks terrible. Oh, this is gonna be a tough one. This is really hard. I love the way that looks, but that ain't it. Before we do this, let's go back to our original. Let's actually make the grayscale real quick. So I'm going to go to Object, and to the best of my understanding, all we want to do is put in a color ramp, and we want to measure the Z distance with our color. So that is going to be, might be camera info. Man, I thought this was going to be easy. I was like, boom, they're going to have a thing for it, no problem. It's going to be so easy. Nope, turns out that's not the case. Turns out it's actually pretty difficult. All right, so we want not object info. It's probably geometry. Could be camera data. Geometry. That is not terrible, but the shadow is way too much for us. Like, that looks alright. How on earth do you make something Z depth? Oh. Hello. Okay, that works. Okay, so we want... That's not a bad looking little bit right there. Why does that give us a different Z depth than it did the first time? I'm thinking that's probably what we want, but we want it to be a little bit less crazy. Which probably means this is going to be better for us. View distance. No, it definitely has to be Z depth. And then we're just going to go ahead and put in a math node into here. And we're going to divide it by 2. 5. And then I will swap these two. We'll swap those two, and we're going to make this one like a gray. Okay, so this is just attempt number 1, right? This is just our first attempt at it. Let's try this. So let me render that. So we're going to want to grab our camera. Where's our camera at? Camera's right there. You're going to go to 0. You're going to go to 4, I think was the wisdom that people had for us, was 4. We're going to look at it. It's going to have to be a little higher than 4. We'll go 5. How come this looks different here? How come it's different? Oh. What on earth? Okay, hold on. So if we take this and we go orthographic. What? Why is it so much darker? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, so we'll power through this. The camera definitely has to be perspective. And we're going to go back to the height that we like. And then I'm going to go back to nodes, and we're going to look at it through this camera. Click on it. And this guy's going to have to be way brighter. Is this going to work? Is this even going to work? Let's divide by 10. To the best of my understanding, this should give us a little bit more of what we want. Man, this is a strange process. I'm not sure if I love this. Tell you what, we're going to go ahead and just render it. So let's render that. Oh, the render is super messed up. What is happening? Why does it look... What is happening? Why is this the hardest thing I've ever done in my life? Okay, tell you what. I'm going to take a little break from that. We're going to just make a couple of mushrooms for a sec. Because I don't get what is happening. I don't get this at all. So I can get rid of that one. We can have this one. So yeah, we're going to just make a couple of mushrooms real quick. And then I'm going to rethink this whole height map stuff. I thought this was going to be so easy. I was like, man, I have a brilliant idea. I know how I'm going to execute it. Nope. Not today. So we're going to start with the champignon. I've never called a mushroom that before. I don't know what kind of mushroom that is, but that's the one that we're making. So we're going to process this bad boy. He looks pretty cool. Let's go ahead and grab this. Pop up a couple of these guys. And then I can remove some layers to make this look a little bit better. Actually, it's going to be more than that. It's going to be that one and that one as well. Nice and easy. I'm going to grab the whole thing and we're going to stretch it out just a little bit. Like that. And then just this part needs to come in, and we're gonna do a little proportional. There we go. That should be just fine. Now, we will grab you, and we're going to dissolve all of you. Super nice, super easy. This guy right here can be dissolved as a face. We're going to pop him up. We're going to make him just a bit larger. And we're going to extrude down. Now, ideally, I would have loved to, like, put dimples and stuff on this, but it's just super weird right now. Yeah, we'll put one guy right there, and on the bottom of this guy, we'll grab it, and we'll make you just a little bit smaller. Like that. And then we can just grab you and bevel you just a few times. Boom. We got a mushroom. Took 2 seconds. That one was easy. Looks perfectly fine. It could probably even be a little bit easier on the eyes. Hey, Beryl, how you doing? I saw your message, or your what am I saying? Your status on Discord. How's the weight stuff going? What are you up to now? What's your how are you doing this? Slow. It's good. It probably should be slow. I don't think stuff like that should be super rushed. So good. I'm glad it's going. I'm sure you're fine. I'm sure it doesn't matter that much, if that helps you at all. Like I was saying before, I think being thin is probably better. Okay, nope, I'm gonna take it back. I'm gonna stop talking right now. I'm gonna say something dumb. So, I have no business talking about weight. I'm sure you're doing fine. I'm glad you're taking it seriously. Good on you. I am very sleep deprived, as you might imagine. I am so ridiculously sleep deprived. I don't know. I just had a weird night. I've had a lot of weird nights lately. Okay, so we are going to checker deselect, and we're going to pop these guys up. to bring them in just a little bit. And that should give us that structure that we want. This is probably a little bit overkill, honestly. In fact, I think it's overkill because of this. So let's just have our polys real quick. Like, I don't want to sit and process all of this for no reason. It's just a mushroom and ain't that big. So if I sit and I dissolve those edges, you will literally not notice. Beryl, I have a question for you. As a fellow 3D modeler, I don't know if you would have experienced this, but it's something that's troubling me. Something that we've been having a little bit of trouble with. And I'd love to get your take on it. That's a pretty good looking mushroom, and it's not that much geometry. It could be a little less, I think. But we're gonna pop you over to the side, and we're gonna say you are a champignon. Okay. Next up, let's make these little guys. I've seen 1,000 different names for them. I'm gonna call them enoki. But I can say at the very least, I love them. I think... I'm actually a little bit worried about how I'm going to make them. We're just going to start with a stem and build out. So let's make a... Let's make a UV sphere again. This one we will drop to half. We'll drop you down just a little bit. These are going to be really small. It's probably going to be pretty hard to notice differences in their geometry. So we're going to do it just like that. I'm going to go to Edit. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. All of that can be pushed up. It's like I do not have any health issues as I am now, but if something were to happen, I drop below 50 kilograms, I could have serious issues. It's super important that you're caring. I mean, like, at the end of the day, what matters is that you are conscious, that you are, like, making decisions as an individual. I think the worst thing that you can do for yourself is just not care. And I think that's ultimately how people end up in the bad situations that they're in. You know, if you're comfortable, I mean, the takeaway here is if you're comfortable with your body, that's all that matters. But with a grain of salt, you shouldn't just be quote unquote comfortable with your body. You should be questioning if you feel all right. You should be questioning if you're happy with whatever. Your fitness, the way you look, etc., etc., etc. So you got to be genuine. You can't just say, like, you know, everything is fine, I don't care, whatever. But beyond that, it's all just about feeling. At the end of the day, every single doctor on Earth is going to give you all sorts of different advice about what's good, what's bad, this, that, this. You know, there are some things that are universally very good for you, like eating healthy and exercising is great. Simo, I have a question for you. I have a question that is kind of a whole process. Also, I need to talk to you about the donut thing, because I want to hear your opinion. But first, I have a question for you, if you're willing to answer. I didn't mean to spring work on you as soon as you showed up. I was talking about you a little bit earlier on stream, and I figured I would bring it up. Let's get rid of that. I think we can actually get rid of this for a sec. Now I'm going to extrude along normals. We're going to pull you back. And that's going to be rounded out. And then I'm going to pop this part up. And we're going to extrude along normals one more time right there. And that's the first of our little Inoki. So I'm going to call you Inoki, and I'm going to make a collection for you. Inoki bundle. Yeah, exactly. You gotta acknowledge the state of your body, but don't beat yourself up over it. Honestly, that's true wisdom for everything. Like, I suffered from a pretty hard depression. I've had depression for a pretty long time. And I'm not trying to say that to be like, woe is me or anything. I just have. It is what it is. And the big thing about depression is like thinking that other people are better than you or thinking that you're not good enough and stuff like that. And for me, it's like, okay, well, I just started doing 3D modeling. I'm just like, you know what? I don't care. I'm just going to start 3D modeling. And now I'm at a point where it's like, there's people who are better than me, clearly. There's people who I idolize. There's people who make more money than me, all this sort of stuff. But I can't say, like, I don't have any skills anymore, because I have a skill, and I have something that not everybody has. And that, for me, is where a lot of depression stems from. So I think, you know, body dysmorphia and stuff is probably very similar. It's like, the moment that you have taken control of it and you've said, this is my body and here's what I'm doing about it, you're probably doing pretty well. You're probably in the right direction. Okay, things always get heavy here. How did we become such a heavy stream? So, Simo, here's my question for you. I have a really simple mushroom right here. And I am going to put a height map on the top of this thing to simulate geometry. On the other, it would be cool to support Blender in making an artwork with the community, but the Ethereum tokenization is expensive power usage-wise. It's kind of worrying. I have opinions about it. We'll get there. I have a full thought for you. You're an autonomous human being. You can do whatever you want, but I have an idea. Okay, so I have a height. I have this thing that I'm going to project a height map onto. Here is my height. Here is the map that I want to make. The problem is, you can't just make a height map. You can't just bake a height map. So I looked it up, and what you're supposed to do is take a picture of a render. You're supposed to take a picture of a render that is grayscaled from top to bottom, and you use that as your height map. Here's my problem. Here's my actual problem. So when I try to make a grayscale, here is the grayscale that I've made. The lighting changes every time I move it. I don't know why. But here's my grayscale. Bake a normal map. Is that going to work? We can try it. I was curious if a normal map would work. Let's give it a shot. Why not? Who cares? So I'm gonna add a. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. We're gonna put in an image texture. Do this. We're going to make a new one. We're gonna call this mush_height, and I'll just call it normal for the sake, since it's gonna be a normal. And I'm gonna bake a normal from this guy. Okay, it's going. Baking saved internal image, save it externally or pack it. Okay, let's take a look at it. Oh, it's kind of hard to see anything, isn't it? The normal looks not like anything. Why is that? Why is it nothing? Confused. Confused I am. The heavy discussion is important. If we want to avoid it when it comes up, it's just toxic positivity. No, I totally get that. I just think we gotta balance it, you know? The LP has to match the HP and the LP has to have UVs. You did it wrong. Okay, can you explain how to do it right? I love your honesty. How am I going to do this right? So I have it projected from view. The LP just has to match the HP. I don't even know what LP and HP mean. The LP has to have, what is LP? The low poly has to match the high poly, and the low poly has to have UVs. The low poly does have high, UVs, if that's what you're saying. At the very least, all I want to do right now is make a height map for this guy right here. How would I make just a height map? I feel like I'm about to get like a full like text wall of speech over here. While you do that, I'm going to go back to the original process. We have an Inoki. So I'm going to want to make a bunch of these. So the best thing I can think to do is to go into object mode, unwrap the high poly, LP, then select low poly and bake. Okay? What? What are you talking about? Hold on. I am very confused, my friend. Just read how to do it. Oh! Oh, I'm dumb. Oh, I know what I did wrong. I had this guy sitting on here. Oh, I know how to do it now. That's why it looked so janky earlier. Hold on. While you say this, I have a different idea. Not that your way is not the right way, because it most certainly is the right way, but I realized what I did wrong for my original plan. Oh, it looks so much better. Oh, it looks so much better. Okay, so you can't see it. I'm rendering a grayscale image. I'm going to take this image and save it in my mushrooms as mush height. And I think, fingers crossed, I think we've done it. So let me go to our low poly real quick. And I'm gonna make a new one, and we're just gonna experiment for just a second. I'm just going to drag and drop an image straight into here, because I just recently realized you could do that. So if I go to my mushrooms and we just take this height map and we just pop it in, that's not what I wanted. But now you can see it. That's what I was looking at. We're having a lot of trouble because I don't know what I'm doing. There we go. So if I displace this thing... Oh, it actually looks pretty good, though. Okay. So let's not put it there. Let's put it on the normal. That looks pretty solid. I'm going to have to round out the top of this just a little bit more. So let me do that real quick. This is going to work. We're going to do just a couple of these guys. Okay, just enough to make it look real, quote unquote. And now I'm going to go to my UV. We're gonna grab you. We're gonna go to edit. I don't know why we're not seeing the image that I just put in. There it is. Hey, we got it. I don't know why it's so big. Oh, it's so big because it's not rendered correctly. Yep, I'm bad. Mad cause bad. Okay, hold on. We're gonna go back. I'm gonna go into Krita real quick. We're gonna change our guy up. I think I've solved this. I think we're here. I think we're in the mental space. We're gonna make everything white that isn't the top of this. So when I open up Krita, we have Krita open. I'm gonna put the mushroom in. That looks pretty solid. Okay, cool. So first things first, I'm going to image, trim to current layer. Grab the bottom of this, turn that off, go to white, dye the whole thing white, turn you back on, and we're looking great. Not even a problem. Since it is grayscale, I think I will grab a little bit of gray instead of the white. Just so we can have it look a little bit more like that. And I'm going to export this as our mush height. We're gonna get out of Krita. Go to Blender. Okay. Now we're here. So let's go to there, pop that in there, put it in with our normals. Yeah, yep, we got it. He's here. So now we want to go to UVs, edit, grab him. Oh, I see how we're going to do this. Okay, this is going to be very annoying. Okay, so let's do it one more time. I'm going to grab the UVs, export UV layout. We're going to go back to Krita. I got to learn how to do this. If I can do this fast, we're in. We're low poly making everything from now on. I can almost guarantee this is what was wrong with the sketch that we made yesterday. We weren't doing this. Okay, so Krita. We want to pop this in as a new layer. Oh, it looks great. It looks exactly what we want. Okay, so let's grab you, put you at 50%. Grab you. Scale you to our size. Hello. I do that literally every time I open up anything. OTS actually better as you get more resolution. You could just resize the UV. Here's my problem with resizing the UV. I don't have the gray everywhere. Will that matter? Because it's going to default to a different color, right? And I will make sure to save this as a separate file as well, so I can keep that in mind while we're going. At this point, I'm just thinking, right? I'm just trying to make something work. Because I had an idea and it didn't work, and that's fine. But now I'm like, let's make this thing work. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about here live once I do this. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. And you tell me if I'm off my rocker or not. Okay, to the best of my understanding, we should have This should line up pretty well on here. It lines up pretty well for me. I think that's okay. So I'm going to get rid of you. I'm going to grab you. We're going to go ahead and paint all of this, which we can't. There we go. I think that's it. Yeah, so let's export this as mush height 2. And then I'm gonna show you what I was talking about. Switch to Blender. So if I take this, where are we at? Where's my UV? If I take this and I try to, like, hold on. I think I understand what you're talking about now. Just scale the UV inside the cap to fit the original image. I was thinking backwards. You're right. You are right, my friend. Okay. So I kind of don't care about the bottom of this mushroom too much. So just to make my life a little bit easier, I'm going to dig right up into here. We're going to export project from view. You're right. Yeah, what you said was very right. I misread it. I thought you meant take the image and make the image smaller. And I was like, 1, I don't know how to do that. 2, that was going to lead to like weird scaling issues. But that's not what you meant at all. There we go. Looks about right to me, and honestly, nothing on the inside there even sticks to this. Yeah, I think we're all right. I don't think this matters too much. Okay, cool. So let's go back to our original. Why does it look like this? What is this? Why does it look like that? What is happening? I thought we just did it like super well. What is that? What is that? Let's go to the nodes. Hold on. Check if you have the right island there. We're gonna grab you. It looks normal to me. Looks like it should just fit perfectly, right? It looks like it's scaled correctly. Oh, it's not. Why did... Okay, so that guy... No, he's right. And he's right. Okay, hold on. Let's do a test run real quick. Let me grab a color ramp. We're gonna make one side bright red, one side white. Yeah, it gets pretty fuzzy on the end. I wonder why. Maybe that gray is too intense for it? Or maybe I need to... I got it. I know what I'm doing. Let's re-project the outside of that. Strange. Very strange this is. Why is this happening? Do you have the right texture selected on the material? We're gonna call this I'm a mush. I'm not sure how else I would check other than this. It looks like we're good. Mush is on here. Single image generated. Now, just to kind of experience this for a second, let me try. Whoa. You can do some crazy stuff to this. Oh, Blender. Oh, Blender. Oh, I think I get it. We need to put in a normal. Obviously. What am I doing? Clearly, that's what we were missing. I still don't understand this ring down here. We have this really strange ring around the whole thing. Also, it definitely doesn't work. Hold on, what? Okay, so instead of that, let's add a displacement. Definitely not displacement. Bump map instead of normal. Yep, that's, you got it. So let's do the normal as that. Again, we have it. Height almost works. Actually, height looks perfect, except we didn't clip the whole mushroom. So yeah, that looks all right. Height it is. So we're gonna do a height map, and we're gonna go back to our UV layout. And I'm gonna grab the whole thing and scale it down just a little bit. Hello? We just solved it. This is some high-level stuff. Yeah, it's kind of breaking my brain a little bit. Okay, if I just moved it, why isn't it updating? Let's try disconnecting it and connecting it again. If I move you, why don't you move? Why are you not updating? This is definitely something that I think you gotta learn, though, if you're gonna be making maps like this. UV. What am I missing? Do I have to press something to, like, update it? What am I missing here? We're pretty close, though. We are, like, very close to having this set. So let me back out of this for just a sec. This looks really good. And then if I use this to build out some color... Have I made it rigid? There we go. Yep, it was that. It was the front filter that was messing it up. Okay, we're here. We're back. And I can lower that strength down just a little bit to like 0.5. Let's get rid of the color real quick. Okay, we solved it. Zero. 1. I can live with this. It might have been a little bit overkill now that I'm really looking at it. I want to touch the mushroom. Me too. Okay, so we'll definitely do 1 on the distance. It's gonna look kind of weird and flaky. I don't get why it's so bumpy. I think that's just how it does its thing. But that being said, I think we're looking all right here. So let me go ahead and pop back into Krita. You want me to touch my cup? You know what? You just keep doing that. I'll be right back. Got a whole thing of water now. Probably noise from the render. So Simo, do you think when I export this to Unreal, it'll go away? Or when I bake it as a texture, will it go away? No. So, is it just the way that it is, or should I be trying to solve this thing? You could try using denoising on the compositor. I have an idea. I have a crazy idea. Join me for just a moment. I have kind of a crazy idea. We're gonna go to Krita real quick. Alright, so I took 1, 2, 3, 4. You could embrace the bumps, I guess. I probably could, but I'm gonna just go for this. Why did it pop up over there? No, I want Krita on my main monitor, where it always has popped up since the dawn of time. Why did it move? There we go. Okay, so hear me out. I'm gonna make a new texture. What is it? Like 124 by 124? 1024. Learn to bake normal maps. You know what? Simo, you're a little sassy today. Yeah, we'll get there. I'm gonna learn everything eventually. Don't you worry about it. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove this layer. And we're going to come in here. We're going to get right on the edge of this bad boy. I'm going to make a circle. As I'm sure you can imagine, I'm just going to make a circle. And we're going to go ahead and paint this circle white. Or let's make it black for the time being. I will invert it when we go to do it. I'm surprised you all watch stream on your phone. That's so, like, outside my normal wheelhouse. I don't do that. I guess more and more I've been watching stuff on my phone, but it's really not, like, my comfort zone. Okay, so we're gonna make these probably 50 each. No, bigger than that. 100 each. Okay, so check this out. I'm just gonna make a mushroom, right? And there's a reason why I'm doing this. If I do it like this, I can be very precise with it. And now, what I want to do is I want to grab this whole thing, and we want to brighten it based on how close to the center it is. So I'm going to use a gradient, and the gradient is going to be spherical. Where is it? Radial, I guess. Phone is comfy when you're just chilling on the sofa. I can't argue with that. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make the opacity very low. Is that conical? I guess radial is what we want. Yeah. Okay, so to the best of my understanding, that should be alright. And if I go ahead and grab a white, I could do this in texture paint on Blender. What? What are you talking about? Is that a thing? I've never even thought of that. I didn't know you could do that. Okay, inverting did not work. Why not? Let's auto contrast. And now let's go ahead and invert it. Invert kind of sucks on Krita. What? Just invert the colors. Okay, tell you what. I will do it manually. Wow, Krita is pretty bad at rendering with this sort of stuff. Blender has painting tools. I have never thought of that. What? Tell you what, we're gonna do that right now. That's like the next thing we're doing. First, I gotta figure out how to make this work. You probably want to use GIMP for this step. Ugh. I used to use GIMP a lot, but it just doesn't do it for me anymore. You know what? We're gonna keep it like this. I think it's gonna reverse our polarity, but that's fine. So we're gonna call this Mush Height 3. Just like that. It just saved it instead of exporting it, which is weird. Why did it do that? All right, there we go. Save as a JPEG. Back to Blender. Okay, so let's open up Mush Height 3. Get that out of there. GIMP is terrible in my opinion. I don't think it's terrible. I think it's pretty good for what it is. But it just, like, it's so frustrating to use. Wow. Okay, cool. So, you're telling me that there is... You're telling me that there is a tool in Blender. General. Texture paint. Oh my gosh. What on earth? Okay, hold on. Let's grab the whole thing. Image. Okay, so we got the whole thing. What the heck? I have never in my life used this. What on earth? There's an edit mode. Wow. What the heck? I have never in my life seen this. Okay, tell you what. Let's get rid of this. And I want to go to... Oh, you saw my weird setup. Don't pay any attention to that setup. Let's go to texture paint. Where are you? Where is texture paint? Image editor, texture node editor. Where is texture paint? How do you find it? Image editor, paint. Wild. Wild. What the heck? You can paint in 2D and in 3D. This is crazy. This is crazy. Wait, how do you... Oh, because it's not rendering. Wow, this is crazy. This is nuts. Press tab on the viewport. No, we're good, we're good. I know what we're up to. I get it now. You know, I think I remember opening this one time before and being like, I don't like this. The end. So if I do this... Yeah. What on earth? This is so crazy. This would save us a lot of effort for so many different things. Why have I not known about this? Okay, sure. Sure. All right, so new thought process. If we're here, new thought process. I want to redo this whole thing. Let's... I'm just resetting. I'm resetting my brain. I'm trying to figure out what we're doing here. I think I just heard my doorbell. I don't know if that was in the song or not. We've been getting people coming and going from the house a lot lately, so it's kind of hard to tell. Okay, so if I'm here... How do I reset the image on this part? How do I... The UVs overlap at the seam. That's why you have the white on the steam. Oh, I know. I get that. We're here. I'm with it now. I'm just trying to learn what I'm doing. I can't believe this exists. Yeah, I'm going to paint the height map. That's exactly what we're going to do. I just need to figure out what I'm doing. So let's... You know what? We'll just start from here. This is fine. We can do it right from here. I'm going to... We're going to reproject the image, I think, because we're going to have to. Or I could just not paint the stem. I could cheat. I'm going to cheat. We're going to cheat this. Okay, so we are in paint mode. We want to show header tools. Not sure why we don't have it on this one, but that will be fine. Computer does not love processing this. Okay, so everything's white. We probably should have made everything red, my bad. Now we go back to white, and we're going to do just a little bit off-white. Just a little bit of pink, just to kind of play with our color. And here's what we're going to do. I'm going to paint that part white. What? Sir? So now we have that done. I don't need to think about it. I know it looks a little off. That's fine. And so if I paint a few little bits everywhere... If I just go for it, right? We just really go for it. And then I grayscale this, and I export it. I should be able to use this as a height map, right? You can do almost anything in Blender. Not that you should, but you could. This, honestly, is kind of a game changer. I had no clue you could do this. In fact, I'm gonna go... We're gonna... I kind of wish the brush was a little nicer. Like, it doesn't render super well. Okay, we're gonna come off on that side, and then we're gonna do this part. And come off on that side. And we're there. So that should be pretty rounded out. Actually, you know what? Screw that. That doesn't look good. Okay, we're here. So now we export this, right? Save as... Okay, so this is going to be called im_color1. So I have it saved. Now, if I try to mess with this, can I... You avoided Blender Guru, you avoided Texture Paint. You're right, I did take the hard way through this. I'm not sure how I, like, avoided Blender Guru. I don't really get that. Yeah, you can edit videos. I've tried editing a video in Blender before. Terrible idea. What a crazy, terrible idea. It's kind of interesting the way it works, because it works the same way that GameCube games are made. So, fun fact. All right, here you go. I got a really crazy fact for you. If you're playing a GameCube game, let's get back to object mode. If you're playing a GameCube game and you're looking at a 2D menu, the 2D menu is actually projected in 3D space. So let me just show this real fast. Okay. Get rid of our mushroom. So here is your, like, character select screen, right? If you're playing Super Smash Bros. On the GameCube, you're playing Melee, what is actually happening is... No, I just want one. There we go. Just like that. And now I'm going to grab each of them, and we're going to individually pop in a little guy. Individual. Cool. And then we will invert our selection. And I will delete everything. I will delete everything. Hello? The heck is going on? I will delete edges. There we go. Okay, cool. So you're playing Super Smash Bros. On the GameCube. What is actually happening is the UI is laid out on one layer, 3D, over the character select, the little icons of the characters here. And that's why you can do this with your C stick on the main select screen, because it's actually a 3D rendered object sitting to make it look like 2D. So there's nothing in Super Smash Bros. That is actually two-dimensional. It is all three-dimensional objects being placed flat. I find that very interesting. I think that's like the craziest thing in the world that they do that. All right, so we're back to this. So, can I make this? Now it's not connecting anymore. Why is it not connecting? Oh! What the heck? What on earth? Hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Isn't that how most UIs work in 3D games, though? In my experience, that's not the case. I know League of Legends uses a launcher, and the launcher is 2D, and then the game loads into its 3D component. But I can't be 100% sure of anything, so I'm sure some things are pretty crazy. You need to plug the painted texture to color in the material. I got that. What I'm trying to figure out right now is, one, why can't I see it anymore? I can't see it because it wasn't selected. I got it. We're here. Two, can I grayscale this thing? Is there any actual image editing in here, or does it just end right here? Mask. There we go. Mask. Nope, that doesn't work. Okay, so we're back to paint. And I think that's going to be it for painting for us. Oh my gosh. I hope you're okay. Don't bleed too much. Color ramp. Okay. So let me pop in mColor 1. Get rid of you. Why does it look so weird? Okay, so you want me to use a color ramp. I'm assuming you mean a color ramp right here. It looks so chunky. And again, we have these little spots. So I'm gonna go ahead and just assume what you're telling me to do is to put a color ramp right here. is it so weird looking? Why does it look so hard? Like, we're definitely almost here. We're very close. I just don't get what this is. Is it because the texture's not high enough quality? Like, does it have to be higher res? Plug, remember you can preview nodes with shift click. Yes. Do I just hate it looking like this? I mean, it's not my favorite thing in the world. If you're running around a game environment and there's a mushroom that's like maybe that big on screen, I just want to get the height working. I had this a while ago. Do you know any reason why it does this like brick texture? Why does it do this? What is this? Does it do that for displacement? It does do it for displacement. Okay. So it's something wrong with the actual texture. Which I think is why you want to use... Okay, so let's open Krita one more time. So Krita is we're not immune from Krita at this point. Let's throw in our little guy. I'm gonna delete a bunch of random textures that we've made because we don't need them anymore. And we're in Krita. Pixels, I would guess. Yeah, I think it's got to be pixels. Yep, there they are. You can see them. So we're gonna want to upres this. I think properties 1004 by 1004. So let's res this thing up quite a bit. Scale image to new size using bicubic or B-spline. I'm inclined towards B-spline. So we will say 248 is just double. If I take this and I blur, tell you what, actually, let's render a height map first. So filter, map. Where is it? Height to normal map. There we go. We've made ourselves a nice little normal map. Okay. I'm not seeing a lot of pixelation between things, so I think we're looking pretty good. Let me go ahead and export that as our height map. MH1. Okay, back to Blender. I'm starting to feel like... I wonder how well Waifu 2X would upscale textures. I'm sorry. What are you talking about? Explain yourself. What does that mean? What is Waifu 2X? Oh no, it looks even worse. It like tries so hard to make it work too. It looks like it should work. Wow, it looks even worse than before. Okay, so does Krita's height map thing not work correctly? So I'm going to try one more different thing. We're going to do this. I'm going to head back to Blender. I'm going to pop in one more texture right here. Let's take a look at this. How are you ever supposed to make this work? Use non-color data and the normal map node. Okay, so normal map. We want normal map. I'm starting with color. I know that we're not using color. You're gonna listen while you play Spiral Knights? Of course, no worries. Oh, if I'm using the normal map from Krita. Okay. Let me get that normal map from Krita one more time. We're gonna export one more time here. Yes. Okay. Go to Blender. Pop you in one last time. Okay, so I have a normal map. Use non-color data. Data space to non-color in the texture node. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Linear, flat, repeat, non-color. There we go. Non-color data in the texture node to here. Yo. Much better. Much, much better. Much better. Yo, that's it. Okay, it looks a little weird with the way that it reflects light. So I might lower that strength down just a little bit. Oh, yeah, okay. So Krita it is. We're going to be using Krita from now on. I don't want to use the texture paint from Blender. It's a little too harsh for me. So if I do this... what can I get? If I go like this... and we multiply it with a math node. Is it inverted? It's not. It looks all right to me. It's just this top guy. He got like really trounced out when I did it. So I'm gonna have to play with some height stuff. So we're gonna go black and white. So let me try one more time. This has been kind of an all over the place stream, but we've learned a lot. I very much appreciate it. Thank you for your patience. Let's go back to Krita. Okay, so we're in Krita. Here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna paint over this whole thing with black. Or maybe I'll paint over it with white. So we got the whole thing white, and now I'm gonna get black. Just the hardest black I can handle. And we're gonna go boom, boom, boom. Why not use the painted textures as colors? The short answer is I'm just experimenting right now. I'm just trying to see what I can get up to. I know that there is a way that people do things for a reason, but it doesn't mean that I can't keep playing around a little bit. So I'm just playing around a little bit. I just have a weird vibe that I can, like, make this work. Alright, so that's gonna be our textures. It's pretty harsh. So if I take this, and I need to be a little careful of these guys. If I take this, and we go... filter, edge detection, normal. It looks pretty good. So let's go ahead and save that as MH2. Okay. So now I'm going to go back to Blender. And we're going to pop you out. Get rid of you for just a sec. MH2. There it is. And it is going to be non-color data. Why does it look so weird? Oh, there we go. It's just because I edited it while it was still there. That looks good. I didn't go all the way to the sides for a reason. I was a little bit worried. I can export UV layouts from now on, I think, and do it like this. And if I have non-color data... Yeah, definitely doesn't want to do that. Okay. So yeah, I think you're right. I think we just want to export a black and white version and a normal version. Simo, while we're here, are there any other maps that I should be looking out for? I suppose roughness, right? Can you get roughness from a black and white? It must be, right? So if I remove this and we go to Krita and I just save this m underscore, I'm going to call it BW, and we go back to Blender and I open it up and we pop him in there. How many maps should I be looking out for when I'm making textures? Obviously, it's whatever the texture demands, but like, what are the normal maps, right? Like, I don't know what ambient occlusion is. I think I know pretty much everything else unless there's something I'm not thinking of. Perfect. That's exactly what we want. They do look inverted a little bit. So let's do -3. -10? Nope. The maps are quite self-explanatory. Okay, so I don't know what an ambient occlusion map is. What is ambient occlusion? There's these weird little dots everywhere. What is that? What? What the heck? What are those? Why is there 2 pieces of color data on here? Simo, you are not having it today. Simo said, I am relaxing. I don't get why it's doing this. Okay, whatever. Well, there's a lot to learn for sure, but this is our first mushroom, I believe, done. This is not what the final copy is going to look like. I'm definitely going to edit this more and more and more. But for the time being, I think this is good. Oh, it's because I had metallic on. That's a... No, it's not because I had metallic on. Ambient occlusion is when two objects are close together and form shadows because of the proximity. Oh. That's interesting. I never would have known that. Really strange. Ambient occlusion is when two objects are close to each other and they cast shadows on each other. So, is it like light refraction, or why would you calculate that instead of just calculating the light normally? Is it meant to synthesize light so that you don't have to actually calculate it in real time? Okay, so I feel relatively okay with this. We're gonna take a break. We need a break from this. There's a lot that I'm gonna be doing from this. This is very interesting. It's a real life phenomenon. I mean, I get that, but like, how is that any different from like a shadow or like a refraction of light? I'm trying to wrap my brain around it. I don't know. We'll discuss that at a different point. Time being, let's start digging into some of these guys. Yeah, so you don't have to calculate it. Got it. I figured it was like a weird save time sort of thing. Okay, so we got a champignon mushroom. Let's color this bad boy. He is your default white dimply guy. So we're gonna go to nodes, give him a little node. So I could probably procedurally generate textures if I needed to, right? So now my brain is open to a bunch of new ideas. I'm swimming. We're gonna be doing all sorts of crazy stuff now. I'm about to become like super obsessed with making models as like low intensity as possible. Okay, we got the colors we want. Ideally, what we're gonna do is two things. Shadows are expensive to calculate. So it calculates shadows. Can you, I'm sure the answer is yes. If you took a light object and spun it around, but it's not actually calculating, hey Tom Paul, we are deep into learning territory right now. I'm learning about height maps and ambient occlusion and all sorts of stuff. So it's been kind of a crazy one. In the best way possible. Major shout outs to CG Simo for all the help. Simo's always the one who's clutching it out for us. For sure. How are you doing? How's life been treating you? Alright, let's go ahead and switch everything back over to kind of a normal-ish setup. So I'm going to do like a twofold thing here. We're going to go generated, vector, rotate it by 90 degrees. That didn't work. Been doing good, man. Watched the good and bad and the ugly for the first time yesterday. I can't say I've ever seen it. If I'm being perfectly honest, I don't think I've ever seen it. Oh yeah, we definitely want this up top. And it gets white as it goes down. And then we're going to add dimples to it. We watch a film every day in my Discord, in my Discord at 9 p.m. That's awesome. Tom Paul, do you stream and stuff? I don't think I ever asked. We make it an obligation. Good. As you should. You do. Got it. Sorry I never asked that. What kind of stuff you working on lately? Mainly game dev? That's awesome. Do you have a game in the works? I'm sure you do. You must if you're doing game dev, right? It's probably gonna be Y. It's usually always Y that gets changed. It's not Y. Mimic Panic. What is that? It sounds like the really weird multiplayer for Prey. I'm assuming it's similar, right? It's like a hide-and-seek mimic sort of thing. Okay, we're gonna do it just like that. We're gonna get as close as we can without doing this. That's perfect. You control a mimic and escape from a castle. That's super dope. I love stuff like that. I'm assuming you've seen Prey. I'm assuming Prey is a slight influence on you. Because if not, you should definitely check out Prey. Yeah, as powers you can acquire. So it's like Kirby in a way. It's got a little bit of Crystal Shards energy. Oh man, Kirby and the Crystal Shards. What a 10 out of 10 game. Really want to Prey it. Yep, totally. Well, good on you. I'm excited. I'll stop by your stream sometime. I'm sorry I never asked if you streamed or not. How many games do you have under your belt? Like, how rich into this do you think you are? Oh boy. That's the answer you like to see. That's a good answer. That's a really good answer to that. Okay, so we're gonna say 0.5. Get it nice and crunchy. Lachronicity should go down. Yes, 1.3. 1.2. Game jams? Sure. I don't see any reason why that shouldn't be included. There we go. That's exactly what I wanted right there. 12 games. Wow. Look at you. So this is kind of opening up a little bit and revealing more than I probably planned to reveal on stream. But I've been thinking, I'm making my game right now, and I really want to make my game and just be done with it, right? I want to make a game and say, I have made a game, period. But once I've made my game and I have a little bit more C++ under my belt, I think I want to try and, like, join a bunch of game jams and hopefully be, like, in addition to teams. I would love to just join some teams and, like, help people make their games. Because at best, all I'm going to do is learn everything I ever needed to learn about game design. So that's, I think, going to be my next plan once we finish this current game. I really just want to dig in with other people and just kind of feel what other people are feeling. I've said this on stream before, but what I'm working on, I have a very strong bit of, like, intellectual property over. I'm very careful about other people, like, having access to my stuff. Whether that's fair or not, I don't know. But it'd be nice just to kind of dig in with some light projects before getting into the heavy stuff. You wouldn't want to be the dude using C++ in a game jam. Blueprints is the way to go for jams. That's fair. I know code decently well from college. I'm not entirely sure how blueprints and the strict C++ jump into one another. I know you choose when you start a project whether you want to do one or the other, but I thought you could go in and kind of add stuff on the fly. Maybe I'm wrong. Show them all everything. I'm normally a like show everyone everything kind of guy, but the stuff that I'm working on is stuff that I plan on working on for the next 10 years. And if somebody jumps in and takes a piece of it, I have to remake everything. It's not a single game. It's a bunch of different games. So that's the only reason I'm a little sensitive about my own stuff. Blueprints for designing, then optimize with C++. Yeah. And see, I like coding. I really enjoy coding. So I would like to be the C++ guy if it fits with whatever we're working on. If not, of course, just 3D modeling and whatever else is great. Assuming I do this correctly, 0.6, and I think that is a solid mushroom. That's a pretty good looking mushroom. I think if you want to go crazy, all my ideas, they belong to the world. Steal it, get inspired. I'm flattered by the attention. That is very admirable. That's a really cool way to be looking at the world. I wish I could be you. There's a lot of stuff that I like. I don't mind if people steal it once it's made, but I want to be the first one to make it. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of mush this guy up a little bit. Mushrooms are not beautifully perfect things, so we're just going to kind of mess this guy up a little bit. That's probably a bit too much. Tom Paul, when you've made games, are they always under your name, or do you belong to some sort of collective or group, or like, how are you making all this stuff? And where can we find it? There we go. That should probably be good. Make it look a little bit more mushy and weird and strange. Yeah, that looks great. That's a mushroom right there. One down. What next? Okay, so I'm going to make a done folder, because I'm going to lose my mind if I don't. I love working in a group most of all. Most of my games can be found on itch. Are they under your name, or how do we find them? In fact, I'm going to look right now. The best ideas are those that are bounced. I totally agree. I definitely don't want to be a solo... I don't want to be a solo gig or anything like that. TomPaulItch.com. Perfect. Thank you. Let's go ahead and show this off to people. Alright, what are we looking at? I'm going to go from the bottom, go up. So they're going to get better in quality as we go. So don't use any hard judgment right at the beginning, okay? Second year of uni. First assignment. Alright, so it looks kind of like... Oh yeah, I've seen these assets. I've seen this before. I hope this is not too embarrassing for you. Okay, so what do we got? We got like a matching game. I can't tell what it is. You definitely have a style. I can see your like noir, steampunky style. This looks crazy. You made that? That looks identical to an asset in Occupy White Walls. I'm sure it's based off the same material. Oh yeah, we got some Rapture over here. This has big Bioshock energy. Oh yeah. Wow, this is gorgeous. What on earth? This is absolutely gorgeous. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is Bioshock. You got that big Bioshock energy. A little bit of the Shining here. That's awesome. This is cool. It's a Bioshock DLC. That's right. You mentioned that. Very cool. This is a take on the Metro menu system in London. So this is more of like a showcasey kind of thing. Yeah, okay, got it. So let's start looking at some games. Swap between fire gun and ice to melt enemies. What on earth? This is like Noita 3D. Here's your Mimic Panic. Oh, yo. This is nuts. This is so nuts. So cool. Really, really cool. So you're working on this right now. Do you want a piece of criticism? I have a little bit of criticism for you, if you would like it. Of course, I'm going to offer before I just go for it. Love the style on Mimic Panic. Oh, here we go. We got an update on Mimic Panic now. Oh my gosh, look at it. It looks crazy. Yo, good on you. Okay, my criticism for you. You might not care about your itch page, and if that's so, fair be it. I'm the kind of person that I'm like analytical of absolutely everything I do. You need like a summary right at the top here that just tells you what people are doing in your game. Like you need like, because right now to me this looks like a conversation simulator, and you need to be like conversation simulator with, you know, branching paths. See if you can build trust, or like whatever the goal is, right? Like action, scope, goal, and then you're done, and then you write the rest of it after that, and you can do all this stuff the same, because I have no idea what this is. I'm sure if I read this very carefully I could figure it out, but like you just need like a boom, that's the game right there. This is the one I was looking excited about. Is this VR? Oh, here you go. You did it. Yep, boom, right there. Yeah, this is it. Exactly. You've done it. Perfect. Exactly the way you should do it. Yo, this looks nuts. This looks awesome. This looks so cool. I love your like advertising here. That advertising is really nice. Very, very cool. Oh yeah, now you got some VR stuff. Oh, this is really cool, man. You are excellent. You're killing it. I'm jealous. I love how diversified everything is too. You're like all over the place. Really cool. Really, really cool. Okay. So I'm going to jump back into my project. Because boy knows that I'm going to lose track of everything I'm doing. No, that's not a problem at all. So, question for you. How many people do you have working on your team? Okay, let's get back into the bulk of it. I got about an hour before we're going to start Abzu. You got 6 people. That's awesome. Were they all people that you knew previously, or did you meet them through game jams, or like how did you all come into contact with each other? Dude, that's nuts. You're like living a dream right now. I'm sure it's hard work, and I'm sure like you're freaking out, because everybody in your position should probably be freaking out a little bit. But that's excellent, man. Good on you. They're all schoolmates. So jealous. Hey man, no worries. You have yourself a good night. Look forward to talking to you again. We're gonna go ahead and pop this up just a little bit. You're fine. You owe us absolutely nothing. You're good. I say that to everybody. Like, life is more important than some random dude who's streaming on Twitch. Even if the random dude is me. That is perfectly acceptable. Alright, so we're going to sharp that up, go, and I'm just going to make a little bit of this. When you look at these little bendy boys, the thing that comes to my mind is, where are they coming from? They come from like a little bundle at the bottom. So I guess I want to make like a weird little bundle for them all to just stick into. Yeah, that's how we'll do it. So we'll go ahead and grab you and move you. Man, it's really cool to see people who are just like succeeding. You know, we don't talk a lot about like little successes. I think we live in a world where like everybody is either a millionaire or they're poor. And you rarely hear about people that are just like, yeah, I'm just doing it. No, like, you know, doesn't have to be the biggest thing in the world. Just like, just doing it. Good on Tom. This one will be skinny. Let's make this a real skinny boy. And actually, we don't want to make that part skinny, just these parts skinny. Like that. And then I'm going to take the whole thing, and we're going to bend him forward just a little bit and down just a little bit. Let's go ahead and proportion this. Oh, no. You and you. Proportion. Just like that. Perfect. Now the whole thing can be scooched over just a little bit. And maybe we'll do one more, like a little baby boy. Let's do like a little tiny baby. Right here. And it's going to be reversed like that. Make it the smallest out of the bunch. The origin is like super janky for some reason, but I'm not going to focus on that right now. Tom is really killing it. You love to see it. I think that's just like the coolest thing ever, is to see like people who aren't faceless companies doing the thing that you want to do. I guess unless you're like a jealous sort, but I'm not really a jealous sort. But yeah, just to know that like other people are doing it and you're going to be able to do it one day if you put in enough effort or whatever it requires of you. Very inspiring. We'll keep Tom in mind while we finish up our projects here. I will say, if you're going to get into game design, the one little piece of experience that I can offer, because I probably shouldn't be offering too much experience, given that I am, you know, still pretty new. But the one piece of experience I could definitely offer is don't write 20 ideas for games before you've made one game. That's such a bad mistake that I've made. I'm kind of pleased with it. Like, I like how inspired I am. But man, is it such a bad idea. I gotta step up my networking game. Simo, to some degree, you're networking right now. Like, it's on me to grow this this community out and stuff like that. But you being like our resident Blender guy, that means anybody who joins like our Discord is in some way joining you in whatever you're working on. So I think you should just like maximize, you know, your opportunities where you see them. I'm gonna go ahead and make an icosphere of 3. This is gonna be a bad idea, but this is my idea. This is the idea I've come up with my brain. So we're gonna shrink this guy on down. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab this thing and we're gonna make little places for these guys to plug into. And then I'm gonna fix all of it afterwards. So let's grab everything and join it all together. Go into edit. 1, 2. Bridge. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Nope. First off, let's grab you. We're going to scooch you down. As close up as we can get this. And then we'll grab you, and we'll bridge. That's not half bad. Hello, CQDK. How you doing? I think I saw you. What were you playing? You were just playing a game when I jumped on stream. What were you up to? Really tired. Go to bed. I am also really tired, and I'm not going to go to bed. So I guess my advice is forfeit. You were playing something. I think you were playing Minecraft. Somebody earlier was playing, what were they playing? What the heck were they playing? Oh, Spiral Knights. I think Beryl is playing Spiral Knights right now. That's what I'm thinking of. So, Beryl, now that you're being talked about, even though you're busy, I hope you're in like a boss fight or something and you can't like get out. You're just listening to us talk about you. I was playing Minecraft Hypixel Bed War. Hey, we did that on stream pretty recently. Maybe like a month, 2 months ago. Okay, so I got what looks to be just a gross looking thing. I'm gonna grab a whole bunch of this, X-ray it, and we grab. And then we're gonna go for it. So we're just going to round out all of this as much as we can. And that doesn't look like the worst thing I've ever seen. You want to try playing with you guys, but I'm terrible? I don't know if I'm going to be playing Minecraft on stream anytime soon, to be fair. But it would be nice to do some sort of like subscriber thing or something on here at some point. That would be nice. What is OFC? Does that mean what I think it means? OFC. What does that mean? Oh, of course. Got it. I thought it meant, never mind. I'm not going to say what I thought it meant. Okay, so I want to round out a little bit more of this. Like that. All the way up. Perfect. And that's good enough for me, honestly. This looks great. Cool. So we're going to put some nodes on here. For everybody who's here, today is definitely a day that I would like to do a quick sketch. So if you guys have ideas for quick sketches, please let me know. Because it's been kind of a random stream and I could use something to like concentrate on. Honestly, that's not the worst texture in the world, but I think these mushrooms are a little bit softer than this. So we're going to call this champignon. And I'm going to switch over to this again. And we're going to make these very smooth. Really, really smooth. No dimples, no anything, nothing weird. Let's pop our empty on real quick. Oh, yes. The donut thing. Okay, so here's my opinion about the donut thing. You're an individual. You can do whatever you want, obviously. I will never try to tell anybody how to think or feel or whatever. Your teacher had told you to make a 3D character, and he will print it out and make something that looks like a trash monster, and it just got back in 3D. What on earth are you talking about? Hold on. I'm going to have to unpack that in just a second. Here's my opinion on the NFT thing. I think that it's already happening no matter what. So the biological effect of this like experiment happening is going to exist probably in the same capacity whether or not you join. That's not a good reason to join it. That's not my point. But he made a point that he's going to try and like work with sustainable structures on it. And if that's part of the talking point moving forward, I think that's very important. And so to be a part of something that is NFT related, but it is specifically about renewable energy sources with NFT, I can get behind that. I think that has a lot of legs to it. Yeah, he talked about in the video that he was going to grab a particular group that has like a carbon positive print with what they're doing. To what degree he's being genuine, I have no idea. I mean, how could I know that? But I think that has the right intention if that's what we're going for. Jello J, how you doing? Long time no see. How are you doing? How's your computer? Is your computer fixed? I'm gonna go ahead and add like a bright red to this real quick, just so I can see what I'm looking at. Because I can't really tell. There we go. Oh, it actually kind of looks really cool red like this. Okay, tell you what, I'm gonna put this color here, these colors down here. And what I want is to make a new one right there. And that is our mushroom. In fact, I can just get rid of that one altogether. There we go. That's our mushroom. It's kind of a fantasy thing. We kind of experimented just a little bit on here. But that's our mushroom. Looks like a guy with a very weird hand, like a Mewtwo or something. Now, I want to add veins to it. Let's make it a little veiny. Here's how I'm going to do this. Actually, first off, I got a different idea first. Let's go ahead and pop in a mix RGB like that. And we're going to add a noise texture. I picked up my new computer yesterday. I just have to replace the front panel as they gave me the wrong case. I also have to find a GPU. Man, I hate to be the one to tell you this. Now is a bad time for GPUs. I'm sure you're aware, but holy cow, the GPU market is savage right now. People are losing their minds over it. There we go. We got little dimples all over the place. And we have a linear light bringing all of that in. If I instead do like a color burn, no. Yeah, linear light was definitely the one. And I think I might want to double this. There we go. Just a little bit. It looks a little weirdly fleshy for me, so I'm going to pop it over on the yellow a little bit. Yeah, I got to think about the donut thing. I do like the idea that my work being part of a piece, even if it is a minuscule part of it. For sure. Yeah, I just think the most important part about it is it's going to be made with or without you. And I think the, like, environmental aspect of it is not going to change regardless of how many people join it. That doesn't mean it's a good idea to just jump into something. But I'm like, at least it's the more positive end of the spectrum, and there's things that we can learn from it. That, to me, is, like, very crucial. All right, we have more drinking water. It's been a drinking water kind of day. This drinking water type beat. I wonder if I have my first donut somewhere deep in my hard drives. That'd be very cute if you did. I'm gonna make one on stream. Probably. I don't want to hit 3K points. Okay. I'm probably gonna make a donut on Tuesday. I don't want to make any plans yet because next week is a little bit crazy for me. But I want to say Tuesday is a good day for me. So Tuesday is the tentative donut making day. Everyone take a nice sip of water. Jello, you waited for GPUs, but they never showed up. Or they were in stores, but they're gone. All right, CQDK. Have yourself a good night. You're going to miss out on some Abzu, but honestly, it's like super late where you are, so absolutely. What's the deadline on the Blender Guru thing? I'm pretty sure it's a week from today. It's 10 p.m. Hey, you're fine. 10 p.m. can be late. Depends on who you are, I guess. I'm also thinking this red is a little too gross for me. Hello? We'll do that, and we'll desaturate it just a little bit. Like a 0.7. It's 11:19 here. It is 4:19 here. So I got all you beat. We'll say 0.05 on that. And this can be 0.03. Sure, this'll work. This is fine. I might be taking courses on Blender when I do find a GPU. That's awesome. What do you want a 3D model? What's on your list? Okay, so I'm looking at this, right? It's 1:20 p.m. Yeah, you're British Columbia. You got us all beat. Okay, so I can make it really fleshy. Perfect. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna add some veins to this guy. We're gonna make it look like a nice, rich mushroom. I feel like all this can be interpreted pretty badly. Do your best to, you know, keep it to yourself. We're gonna want... What do we want? We want that, but we want it to be scaled way up. Like that. And now I want to invert all of that. Yeah, Jello, what kind of stuff are you going to 3D model? Okay, so for roughness, I have to invert this. So I think I can do that in the math. Is there an inverse? There's not an inverse, is there? I mean, add kind of worked. Add kind of worked. Multiply by -1. You're a genius. You're a genius, my man. Okay, so we want to multiply by probably more than that. Negative 0.5? Negative 1.1. I got my GPU just before the current GPU craze took off. You're lucky. I want to upgrade my computer, but it is just not the time for me. Okay, that's probably all right. You look at it from a distance, that looks pretty good. I might even try and darken this just a little bit. Well, Jello J, we are talking about a video that was just posted. It's in my Discord, but you could also search it if you don't want to join my Discord. It is Blender Guru, a guy who is pretty well known for teaching everybody Blender, except for me, apparently. I didn't get into it for some reason. And he is doing a new thing. Now that's strange. Now isn't this strange? Why is it not... Because the negative, right? Okay, because of the negative. Yeah. Okay, so I can reverse it myself. If I have a color amp here, I can do whatever I want. Blender Guru is doing a thing where he's getting people to make donuts, which he considers to be the easiest object people can make. He's getting people to make donuts for this big giant project where he's going to put everybody's name into it. So if you want to learn how to make something in Blender, it might be the time to go for it. Actually, I could add yet another... Okay, so we're going to do this, this. This is a lot of nodes for just a mushroom. If you make a donut and submit it to him following the correct procedure, you could get yourself into his little video. And it could be really nice for everybody. Look how cool that looks. Look how cool that looks. Look how absolutely crazy cool that looks. That's it. That's how we're doing this. Okay, so now I need to get the colors correct. So let's start with roughness. Can you see it? You can definitely see it. Oh, yes, it's perfect. Oh, it's perfect. You can see it super well. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add a darken. Oh, this is the coolest thing I've ever made. This is it. This is as cool as it gets, man. Okay, so we're going to just darken. Oh, it's so beautiful. I was watching someone make a pop figure looking statue. Forgot his channel name, but he also made Mr. Beast statue for what even number subscription because YouTube wasn't making anything. Got it. So you're more into like character design is what I'm hearing. Which if you're into character design, good luck. That's a hard world to get into. I stay away from character design as best as I can. Look at this. Oh, it's so gorgeous looking. Oh, you walk by this on your little trail. It's perfect. Look at that. Oh. Cool. Looking at the way that this looks right now, I think we can definitely scale it up now. Yeah, we'll do it just like this. That's fine. Maybe even a B-spline to make it a little bit more subtle. Maybe cartoon character design. Well, I am not very good. Oh, it speaks a lot to how many people he has gotten into Blender that Blender has made a rule postponing donuts. For sure. I would love to know, like, how much money he makes off of his YouTube channel. Because I think that would tell a lot about, like, his passion versus, like, his business acumen. Jello. I am not a very good character designer. I think character design is the hardest part of 3D modeling. Personally, there's some stuff that's probably a little bit harder, but it's pretty hard. But I will show you this. I made a little guy. So here is my best attempt at character design as of right now. So let's get off of his eye. So I made this little dude. He just hops. This is my best attempt at character design. This is what 6 months of not making characters and then attempting to make a character looks like. So if that's any indication of where you might be at in 6 months' time, here you are. My object work is definitely better. I am a lot better at making things than I am at making, like, people or creatures or anything like that. Unless they're very monstrous, in which case you can kind of go nuts. Okay, so, question time for everybody. It is about to hit the 30-minute mark. What would we like to see? I'm going to make a speed sketch. I'm going to spend 30 minutes on it. I like to take 2 ideas and put them together. That's usually more fun. So if one person wants to post one idea, one person wants to post another idea. Let's hear it. What do we want? Also, I will put my mushrooms on stream right now so you can see what I've done today. We did a lot of weird stuff with height maps for a little bit, so here's kind of the results of that. I kind of get turned off when he started pushing his company polygon. Not that there's anything wrong with succeeding, but it was kind of off-putting for some reason. I didn't get the same vibe. The fact that he started a company is, like, exactly what I think he should have done. Make a snake. Okay, so we got a snake. That's component number 1. What's component number 2? That has a bull head. Okay. A snake with a bull head. It has happened. Always count on Joe to make things weird. Okay. So I'm going to save this, and we're going to make a new file. And we're going to render just as easily as we can. Let me go ahead and save this in our correct folder. You're going to start with an item until you get used to it. That's exactly what you should do. Now, I could call this bull snake, but I think I'm going to call it snake with bull. Snake of the bull. There we go. That's exactly what it is. Okay, a snake with a bull head. Snake with a bull head. Let's look up what a bull head looks like real quick. I know they got the ring in their nose. My partner has the same ring. I'm actually a big fan of septum piercing is what they're called. I'm a big fan of septum piercings. I think they're very attractive on both men and women. Bull, python, snake. Bulls are kind of really simple looking. I love him having huge horns. Okay, you're going to be our reference image. And let's get started. So I'm going to jump onto my desktop real quick. We're going to grab that image, pop it over here. Okay, a bull. Let's see. A bull looks like this. Oh yeah, we're doing the biggest horns for this thing. We're going to want the front of this guy to be cut in a little bit. Come down. The whole thing is going to be expanded quite a bit. I think it's actually also got to be skewed just a little bit. There we go. There's a ridge for the nose, 2 ridges. I'm gonna add the part where the nose separates right here. Boom, boom. The nose comes down right in the center here. If I put that here. Hold on, we got it, we got it. Okay. I'm going to extrude these down along normals. Just like that. Okay. So now our faces got super distorted. We got to fix that. And then I think, what the heck? I'm going to switch over to my PC. Been laying on the bed for too long. Hey, no problem. I have no expectations of anybody's attendance ever. That is kind of not the speed here. Okay, so we're going to do that. In fact, this part also kind of just goes down. All right. I know what Simo's going to say. I hear Simo in my head right now. Simo, I got you. I find piercings extremely anxiety-inducing. If it gets stuck somewhere torn out, I never want to watch chains or anything for that reason. I used to feel that way. On it, I felt like exactly that same way. My partner is pretty haphazard. Don't tell him I said that. They're pretty haphazard about things. And honestly, they haven't gotten hurt or anything yet. So I'm kind of thinking it ain't that big for me. Why did it reverse? Oh, there we go. We got it. Yeah, I've kind of chilled out a little bit on piercings since I've met them, because they're just so unbothered by it. How's that look? I would not get a piercing myself for that reason. Okay, so I'm getting really meta with this. We're gonna get stuck if we get too meta. So let's break on out of this real quick. Let's just fix up this face first, and then I will dig into the normal process again. So we're gonna do it just like this. That's a bull face. I'm gonna put a little... Let's move that actually over a little bit. And I'm gonna go ahead and put the inset for the nose into here. Extrude along normals, go in. If I subsurface this, is it going to... Oh. It works. That's somewhat surprising. I didn't think it was going to work like that. Cool. Okay, so now we have the face that we want. It's extruding very weirdly along that center line, but it's not a big deal. So now we just got to pump out the head a little bit. Right there. Grab you, you, and you. And you, you, you. Hold on. What am I looking at here? What's this? Why is there a little guy here? What is all this? The heck is all this? Okay, let's fix all this. That was weird. That shouldn't have been there. We'll go ahead and connect you two. Connect all of this as a face. Get rid of you. I'm going to go ahead and join these guys that way. One subdivision. Subdivision is going to be pushed up. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. That should fix that. And we're good. Okay, back to normal. Back to normal. And if I put on my subsurface one more time, it should, yes, perfectly. You have that ridge. Done. Okay, so now I can make the eye bevel as soon as I grab these faces and pump them out. Sure. The back of the head comes up pretty hard. So we're going to go ahead and grab this. Turn off that. We're going to not do that. I'm going to erase these two. And join all of this together. There we go. That's where the eyes are going to be. Perfect. Now, he has kind of like weird jowls. So let's subsurface right there. And I'm going to add one on this line. Get out of there. You are going to be pumped up. I could probably sit and re-topo this thing for a little bit, but I don't have time, so I'm not doing that. That can be brought in. And we can push it together like that. On the other hand, I find piercing strangely attractive on women. Guess my subconscious needs to a risk taker in my life. I'm just not the guy to risk even the most inconsequential of things. I definitely used to feel the same way you do. I've now reached a point in my life where my partner walks into the room and goes, "Hey, do you want to dye a strip of your hair?" And I'm like, "I don't care. Can I just keep doing what I'm doing right now?" And they go, "Sure." And then they dye my hair and life moves forward. Not saying anybody should be any certain sort of way, but it definitely helps to chill a little bit. Like, life is too chaotic already to try and control chaos. Whoa, not what I wanted. Like, maybe this is bleak, and maybe this will scare some people. I apologize if this is a scary thing to hear, but like, it's very possible that you'll just get into a car accident randomly and it won't be your fault at all and it'll be completely on the other person. And it's like, if that's the world we live in, I'd rather just kind of live. I'd rather not care than like micromanage, because then I'm just going to end up upset when bad things happen to me regardless. So I just kind of stopped caring about that stuff. Okay, so let's split this in half. I think that's good enough for me. And we're going to cut you into a little piece like that. That's going to be our horn. I'm going to make the horn separate, and then we're going to grab this piece and we're going to squinch that down and extrude out. And I think I'm not going to care too much more than this. Maybe I will go ahead and do that and push this part up just a little bit. There we go. That looks so good. That looks crazy good. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and push an eye in here. We're gonna have to do it like this. This looks amazing. For my standards, this looks so crazy good. We'll extrude in a little bit. And I will go ahead and redo our subsurface. Bulls have a kind of angry eye, so I'm gonna do that. Down, back a little bit. That looks crazy. Okay, and then a snake body is gonna come out of the back of this thing. Sure. Sure, this'll work. Okay, so that's our kind of Minecrafty looking bowl. I could sit and... Hello? He's kissing. Why did that happen? I think we're gonna want to fix this right here. I prefer you do not use the example again. Got scars and ugly memories. Oh, I'm sorry. What example did I use? And maybe let's not ask that question. But I don't remember anything that was too crazy, so we'll just move on from that. Oh, the car. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you got it. I'll keep that in mind for the future. We're gonna merge by distance in the end here, and I think it might be the end right now. I just want to get rid of this little kissing face. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're going to hit apply. And then I'm gonna go back to edit, and we're going to grab everything, merge by distance. And you can see that there is definitely two of them. So we're gonna merge at center. Center all the way down. There we go. Done. So that's our ball. Problem solved. I might even try to round out the head on the back here just a little bit. Just to give him a little bit less of this, like, Minecrafty look. There we go. That should look a little better. We gotta move. Somebody's back on their other computer. We got a bit of a butt head going on here. Let's fix that. We're gonna fix that by doing a slide vertice up to there. Cool. Okay, horn time. My specialty. Horns. We're gonna make really prominent, crazy horns. Now there's two of them. This is getting out of hand. What is that a reference to? Oh, he still has a butt chin. My bad. It's fine. So here's how we make a horn. You make a cylinder. We go rotate on X. We make it real skinny. Just here. What's my time? I got 15 minutes. Okay, we're going fast. Fast, 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 fast. So we want to make it a little bit bigger. Joe gets you. Joe knows every, like, pop culture reference from the year, like, 85 to 2004. And he's going to be offended that I said that, but he knows I'm right. All right. So now all we need to do is just scoop this guy forward a little bit. We're going to do an extrude along normal. Bring you way forward. Oh, I know you, Joe. Nobody knows you like I know you, Joe. Not even your wife. We're gonna do that, and then I'm gonna shrink it. And then we're gonna go even one more. And we'll be done. So nice big giant horn. And we could probably extrude it to a normal length, but I'm not that worried about it. Yeah, you think I don't know you. I'm willing to just kind of say that's it. This looks all right. And then we'll put a subsurface on it. Maybe we want to expand it up just a little bit and then make it smaller. I'm actually looking at this whole thing. I think I want to do this. We want to really smooth this guy out. And then grab the whole thing, push it back into the socket where it belongs. The end of this got super mangled for some reason. Let's go ahead and poke the face. Grab that poked face, bring it forward. All of this we can X-ray grab. There we go. And then we reinstate it. That's not the best horn I've ever made, but it gets the idea across. And since we're talking big, let's make it big, because we got a little bit of room to spare inside this head. Cool. So that can now be mirrored across our cube. Okay, so that's my bowl. Oh, wait, we're not done. Sorry. We want to add a torus. A really small torus to the front here. Gotta give him things, though. He's still a snake. Oh, no. You're right. Oh, no, you're right. I have to give him things. How dare you? I was gonna try and ignore the mouth, too. Okay, well, I have 10 minutes, so hold on. Hold your horses. Hold your bulls. There we go. So we're going to pop the body pretty far into this guy. We're going to grab him, and we're going to scooch him way back. Bonus points for a squiggly tongue. Joe, how dare you? How dare you give me so much work to do? Okay, I'm gonna grab this. And then we'll grab one back here. And then we're gonna grab just this last bit on the end here. Oh, I just saw the whole thing. He's very disturbing. We're gonna bring it down to a nice little point, and then we're gonna proportion it. Looking good, dude. Cool. And since we've already done it 1,000 times before, we might as well give it a subsurface just so it looks even more snaky. So a subsurface. Let's go for 3. Why not? Who cares? The tail at the end looks a little bit weird. I can fix that. We're going to grab it, and we're just going to poke it. And then I'm going to grab that little poked bit, and we're going to pull it just a little bit out. And it still looks kind of bad, but you'll never see it, so too bad. Okay, so we got a snake. We got a bull. Oh, no. Oh, no, I gotta give him fangs. Okay, we'll give him fangs. We'll give him fangs. Okay, a fang is gotta be a cone that is rotated 180. It's gotta be real small in there. Bring it forward. And then we make it small. Now, I could give him snake fangs, but I'm not going to give him snake fangs because his mammal DNA influences his fangs. So, sorry, but he has animal fangs. There you go. It's not inside of a mouth because there is no mouth to be inside of. Too bad. Slacker. Joe, I can't wait to go on your 3D modeling stream. I can't wait for the day. Okay, not bad. Now, you want a little swiggly tongue? Let's give him a little swiggly tongue. We're going to do a plane. It's going to be really small. It's going to be great, just you wait. I hope it is great. I don't wish ill will upon anybody. Not my worst enemies do I wish ill will upon. I hope it is great for you. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and subdivide this a couple of times. And then I'm going to do this. And we're going to go ahead and grab you, pull you back, pull you two out just a little bit. We're going to grab all of this, bring it down, proportion. Just like that. There we go. He's got a little tongue. I'm Red's worst enemy. One day I'll try to build my way up to being his best enemy. Joe, you are for sure my worst enemy. Like, I don't have a doubt in my mind that you're my worst enemy. That's why you're a mod in my chat, because I invite just chaos into my life. Okay, boom. We got a crazy looking thing. Now we gotta make it in 5 minutes. Oh god. Okay, so let's start easy and go hard. We probably don't need to have this set up now that I'm looking at it, but it's fine. This is very Western, so I'm gonna give it kind of a Western look. There you go. A little bit of shade on this guy. Okay, start easy. Start easy. Go to objects. This is going to be gold. Sure, that's gold. That's exactly what gold looks like. We'll say it's pretty shiny, no sheen, all of that, all good. Oh, he doesn't have eyes. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Imagine seeing this in the desert. I think you just give up. I think you honestly just give up. I'm gonna give him like crystal eyes, because why not? He's got crystal eyes. Because he's an abomination to nature. And he's like an eldritch skeleton monster. So he's going to be treated as such. And I think he'd prefer it that way, honestly. So there's his disgusting, scary crystal eye. Again, we're going to give a mirror modifier, Y on the cube. How big would it be? As big as a full bull or as big as a snake? This thing is definitely as big as a bull. Like, without a doubt, this thing is as big as a bull. Okay, so his eyes, clearly they're bright red. Clearly he's got bright red eyes. Okay, now we got to give him a little bit of fuzz. this is gonna be tough. This one's gonna be tough. You know what? I'm just gonna give him like a dark gray color, and we're gonna give him a bunch of sheen. I'm gonna give him subsurface, but I'm not gonna do it on stream because if I do, it's going to kill my computer. So just know he's gonna look kind of fuzzy. I'll show you exactly what it'll look like here. So we're gonna give him like 5 subsurface. So when it finishes processing, that's what he's gonna look like. But I'm not doing that right now. So this is what he looks like for the time being. Okay, so luckily the tongue is gonna be super easy. Tongue is just pink and really shiny. Probably a bit of high specular. It's probably not that pink. It's probably very bright. Probably a little bit more pink. There we go. Sheen, no. Anitropic, I don't even know what that does still. Clear coat for sure. Transmission, 0.5. Transmission roughness, 1. There we go. Now he's got a wet, weird little tongue. Okay, now the teeth. The teeth are bone. Bone is easy, right? I believe it is. Bone. We want color ramp. Bone is so easy. I said it myself, and I believe it, and I definitely did not just say that while I was trying to clear air. There you go. That's bone. It's going to have a texture, gradient, linear. It is a texture coordinate. It is a mapping node. I have 2 minutes. I'm freaking out. Boom. The snake body is the one that I really want to nail, but it's also the one that I thought would take the longest, so I'm procrastinating it. Let's give him a little bit of red, just so I can see what I'm doing. Hey, there it is. Okay. So a little bit of red right on the tip of the fangs. Just like that. And now we can take that. I'm going to call that bone. Now we can grab the horns. They're going to be bone. But we're going to want 2 of them. So we're going to want this to be all the way up to here. And we're going to copy. Oh no, I messed it up. Hold on. Quit freaking out. We want to copy that. It's bone 2 now. U, 2, 2, 1, 1. You are this color. You are this color. And now we need this to center on the object. Sure. And the scale needs to be much smaller. One of these will work. One of these will work. One of these will work. Okay, well, instead of that, I will just go ahead and just give him normal bone for his horns. What are your PC specs? So I built my computer. My computer is a Intel 1760 or 7600K. My GPU is a 1070, so a couple generations ago. I think it's 16 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte drive, and a 50 or 500 gig drive. Sure, that'll have to do for that. I don't have any more time. Let's see, what else? I think that's all the normal stuff. I mean, it's cooled really nicely. That's about the only, like, crazy thing that I care about. I try not to let my computers overheat, as you should. Wave texture. There we go, perfect. Now we can add a good amount of distortion. That's too much distortion. We can scale it down just a little bit. Let's do 11. Oh, that looks nice. That looks nice. Cool. And he is going to be shiny based on this. He's also going to be metallic based off of this, because snakes are metal. I don't care what you say. The shiny part is going to be this color right here. We're going to give him like a greenish blue. Like that. And then we're going to give him yellow. Okay, and now I want to HSV, and we're doing like rainbowy patterns. This doesn't look intimidating enough. Maybe we'll make this black. And we can make this the orange. There you go. There you go. That's a man right there. If I want to get extra crazy, I will add a texture node with noise, and we'll use color to soft light or linear light it. Why does it look like this? I thought it would fix that instantly. 100. There we go. That made it a little better. I don't know why it's not applying anything, but sure. It's there. I kind of like the linear light look better. And this is our very scary bull snake. Snake of the bull, as I've called it. There's more I would like to do to it, but I don't have time. So this is what you get. So I'm going to add the subsurface to it, and then I'm going to render it after stream. Join the Discord if you want to see the final version. I love how dramatic the lighting is. I kind of want to grab everything and rotate it into the light a little bit. I think that looks a little scarier. Although he probably doesn't want to be in the light. He probably would be going away from the light, going home. So we'll say that's probably the look right there. So yeah, I'll render this after stream. I'll post it in the Discord. Feel free to join the Discord. I'm actually going to make a little environment for him because I need to make an environment anyway. So I'll add a little extra onto this guy. Oh yeah, I'm going to make some sand. Actually, you know what? I got a little time. Let's do it right now, because I know we're going to finish Abzu early today. So this doesn't count as the speed render anymore. This is bonus. Welcome to bonus. Welcome to the bonus stream. Okay, so we got him. And we're just going to lower the sand just a little bit. Just enough so his fangs aren't in the middle of the sand. And actually, his fangs might be a little bit too big. So I'll pop these up, bring them back. And there we go. So he's on the sand. And now I have this. We're going to go ahead and make a material out of it. Material for sand, super easy. But I'm going to go a little above and beyond, I think. So let's do color ramp 1. Color ramp 2. We'll do a little bit of mix RGB. I'm going to grab a Musgrave. Where are you? Musgrave. And then I'm going to add a Musgrave. We'll do it just like this. Perfect. Okay, so let's start with this one. It's a very rough environment. It's going to be a little bit less reflective since he's already the reflective one. No sheen needed, none of that needed. Transmission actually is probably pretty high, but the roughness is also super high. So we'll do it like that. Okay, already looking pretty decent. What type of snake? Where would this type of snake live? Under rocks, in a cave, in a cactus, in water. I think it just, like, lives on the open plains, and it just dominates. It just literally does not care. It doesn't even care about its own quality of life. Like, it's just living, it's just doing it. Okay, so we'll do it like that. Scale is going to be pushed way up. Is that right? Why am I not seeing anything? We're on the right texture. Yeah, we're here. Why can't I see anything? Musgrave. Would it have a lifespan of a snake or a bull or both just added? I think it lives for 3 days. Once it's born, it grows to this size within 3 days. Every time it eats something, it extends its life by an extra 2 days. So as long as it's eating, it's good. He goes forever. There we go. So that's our sand right there. So I'm gonna put the dimension high, the definition high, the dimension low. Yeah, this thing's a feast of just pure evolution. We've made a lot of monstrosities on this stream. Hey, King Deck, what up? You caught us right at the end of True Chaos. I'm gonna add a little bit of brown in here as well. We made this monstrosity just now. Okay, so I'm gonna give it a 3. We're gonna give it a lachronicity of 1.1. And that's it. That's sand. Done. That's as good as I'm gonna make my sand for now. And so now I need to go ahead and grab a nice, like, green. Like that kind of green. And this, like, off brushy sort of green. Are there any predators for this creature? Well, I think it hunts itself. I think it's one of those things that it eats its own kind. Oh, there we go. Hey, there we go. Yeah, I think it hunts itself. They are self-predatory. I think... Hold on. My brain can't process this many things at once. Who else hunts these things other than themselves? It's hunted by buffalo eagles. Honestly? There's your lore. Let's do a 2D engine on this thing. Oh no. 3D it is. And I really want it to be harder than this. I'm having trouble, like, really getting it to stick. There we go. So we want, like, 1.05. That's it, right there. Done. I will up our scale just a little bit. And it needs to be much more green. So... Nope, that makes it look wet. I can see a bison eagle taking this thing down. It's possible, I guess. I would not like to be the creature that's tasked with killing this thing. It's like not green at all. Is it because of the transmission? It is because of the transmission. It was because of the transmission. Okay, so we don't want transmission. Instead, we want this with alachronicity a little higher than this. And I'm kind of inclined... What? They weren't even plugged into each other. My brain hurts right now. Okay, so you need to be a little bit brighter and a little bit more yellow. There we go. And this guy, I think, could be plugged into a height map if it'll allow us. So I'm going to do it just like this, however ugly this looks. And let's go ahead and make a vector for a bump. Height to normal. There we go. Now we got dunes. I might be inclined to add another little, like, brownish color here. Like that. But it's predominantly gotta be the green. So I think this is our guy. There he is, living up on the plains. In fact, I think I might go ahead and add one more thing, a math node right here. And we're going to multiply this by 30. 20. Oh, that's multiplying the height, not the amount. Got it. Never mind. We're good. We'll give him like a 0.3, and we're set. So we've done it. We've made a terrain for this guy to go in. So I'm probably going to put my camera like right about... We'll say that is probably about the angle that we want. And we'll take the picture there. So there you go. That's my dumb sketch for the day. We made just a nightmare. Okay, cool. So I'm going to save this. And now, for reals now, I'm going to start Abzu. So I'm going to take a quick little break. You get to look at my broken BRB screen. Because I haven't fixed it yet. And I will be right back with the most beautiful game you have ever seen in your entire life. So I will see you then.